Hello and welcome to another episode of Next Six and Chill, the week where everyone was expecting a La Remontada in Madrid, and we got the comeback in Manchester.
There we
Um,
go.
Here we are on the week of April 20th. That's it. Oh,
420.
happy 420, everyone.
You know,
um,
if you know, you know.
yeah,
If
if you know, you
you know,
know.
you know.
Alongside me, I have two longtime stoners. Let me
Not at
Whoa,
all. Not at
whoa,
all. But
sir,
let me go to the right of
sir.
me and start with the gentleman in green. How you doing today?
I mean, I'm wearing green for 420, but definitely not a
I
stone.
was gonna say
It's,
you're prepared.
well, I got a Plymouth Argyle kit from like 2 seasons ago. So
Yeah.
try to show some love to the lower divisions.
Yeah, what do you got on
Yeah,
your
you
desk
got.
though?
What happened?
What do you have on your desk though?
Don't
Why
worry
don't you
about
tell
it,
us
man.
what's on your desk?
What do you mean?
Okay,
It's
you,
No,
just
on
a
your
sponsor.
desk. Well, what's under the camera?
Don't worry about it. That's for the other podcast.
okay, that team's going to League I heard. They're getting relegated.
No, I think the way they're going to League Deux.
We were talking. Edgar and I were talking before this, and apparently Plymouth, being bottom of the championship, got more points than Man United in Premier League. And that kind of tells you
Wow.
something.
Well, there you
It's
go.
something. It's
Anyways,
something.
Mr. Hassan with the beautiful headphones on. What are you wearing today?
Oh, I'm learning Arabic, so I thought I'd take my talents to Cristiano land.
Was that Al Nasser?
Al Nasser from like
Now,
Oh,
last year.
is that the Arabic, or is that the Chinese Arabic?
No, it's the Arabic. It was on clearance.
Oh, in
okay.
the Chinese store?
Yo, it was it Canal Street in Manhattan?
Oh, look at the. Can you see in the back?
Oh,
Oh,
Messi fan.
so
Messi fan, right? Big Messi fan.
I know, right?
Damn. You know what?
Alex, what about yourself? What do you got there?
You know what's on Canal Street? CFS is on Canal Street. So
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
get
I
from
guess the
there.
new
I'll tell
stuff.
you that. This shirt was not from CFS, and we're not sponsoring them.
I'm wearing this beautiful Ajax kit. I think it was from last year.
Oh, I like
They
that.
were in Europa League when they didn't quite make the Champions League. Got the badging and everything. Um, yeah, Ajax had some spectacular away kits over the past few years. So,
True.
Let,
um,
you know
trying
what would
to.
have been a fitting occasion? I think was it last year or the year before they had a Bob Marley version of the Ajax away kit.
Oh, yeah, well, I
Listen,
remember. It's like green, red, and yellow, I think.
That would have been a fitting
Oh,
kit to wear
for
today.
today's recording.
That would have been perfect. I mean, it would have been even better if we had Snoop Dogg on this podcast, but
Go on.
can only do so much. No, yeah, you're right. That kid is beautiful. Unfortunately I don't have my collection, so I might maybe for another day. I'll
Maybe you
s-
should call up CFS, the Chinese store, make it happen.
Well, they're charging tariffs for delivery now. Even though tariffs were put on pause, they were like "fuck Americans." So
You know,
now, if you want to get a shirt from their store from UK, you got to pay a tariff.
oh yeah, what about the VAT, man?
The VAT. Oh yeah,
I mean,
let's not get into that. But anyways,
Taxes. Let's just
here
say
we
that.
are. Here we are on this beautiful day, full of green grass and I mean the outside.
I don't know where this podcast is going.
No, the sun
Yeah,
is out, grass is green,
sun is
everything is
out,
good.
grass is green, beautiful day, and
Spring is here, the birds are chirping.
what else is beautiful this week? Some Champions League games. I would love to
Oh
get
yeah.
into those. I think Tuesday was my favorite of the 2 days by far, and we had two of the most spectacular games could have expected. Two teams that were absolutely buried after the first leg
Yeah.
somehow came out of nowhere. So I want to start off with the Aston Villa PSG game. I was
Oh,
The atmosphere in Birmingham. Oh my god! I don't know how many Greek parlors did they go to the night
yeah.
before.
Hassan was the prince there?
Well, didn't they play the wrong anthem? Didn't even play the
Oh,
Champions League
they
anthem.
might take Europa League
Let's get that off the back.
Yeah, they're getting Aston Villa prepared for the next season.
Yeah. It's funny. Rashford didn't look phased.
Yeah, right. It's like business as usual, man.
No, it was funny. Can you imagine the biggest night in your club's history, and then your fucking DJ plays the wrong hand? Like, bro, the whole vibe just goes down the toilet. Surprisingly, that didn't affect them because they played amazing. I think
Sure.
PSG played like a Europa League team that day, if
No,
anything.
no, no. The first 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I think PSG played great. They had tenacity. They scored 2 goals. But then, like, after that, you could see the complacency. They started to just, try to knock the ball around in the back, hold the ball, and they got pressed.
Yeah, I think the
And
Europa League.
Villas,
That's not how they play. That's not how they play. Their style of play is move the ball forward, take a fucking shot somewhere, and then they try to calm it down because they had obviously they had like 4 goals lead or something.
no, yeah, no.
I
But
think 3 or 4.
before we give great stats to Villa, I do want to say, like, PSG's fullbacks, man, these guys are putting up numbers.
Yeah, they're
Scoring
forward.
like that's 2 goals for Nuno Mendes in what 2 games, and then did Hakimi score in the first? No, it was
Yeah,
Due and Kvaratskhelia. No, yeah, so Hakimi scored a goal. Like, these guys are contributing a lot to the attack,
But
and
you know where they're not contributing?
defensively,
Defensively. There's so many holes in the back. Oh my god. Those guys,
yeah,
freaking 80th minute, they're playing right forward, left forward. Who's in the back? Nobody. Fucking
nobody.
Martinez putting up
They're
after
trying to score,
everyone.
man. They're trying to entertain the Birmingham lads.
Definitely entertain them. I don't know next time Birmingham will see Paris fans, but that was something. Also, what's up with those flags that their fans had before the game? The little PSG flags. I don't know if you saw the away section. That
No, I
looked
didn't.
weird. It looked like those like cartoonish PSG flags, like some 5-year-old in kindergarten.
So somebody just slapped it on Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, like Hassan did with our podcast logo.
Wow. 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 Okay.
But yeah, no. Let's talk about it. I think Villa. Honestly, Villa should be in Champions League next year again. I hope they are. That team, the way
Yeah,
they play, and Unai Emery, you got to give him a lot of credit because that team, they don't look like they have a particular style, but they just always,
it's
in,
true.
in big games, what they say, big players come big in big games, and we talked about Mo Salah being a ballerina before. I don't see any Aston Villa player being a ballerina this night. All of them put an
True.
effort. That goal, that last goal, Rashford dancing past their two best midfielders,
Oh, for
absolutely
Konza.
smoking them. Yeah, he got past Fabian and Vitinha in the box. Like they weren't even there. Like I miss that kind of Rashford. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, it was good. I think realistically speaking, one of the goals for PSG was kind of lucky. Like that, kind of. I think it was the first goal by Hakimi. That was just a deflection off of Martinez.
Extended.
Yeah.
So I wasn't particularly saying that. I don't think PSG this game really came out. Hassan's trying to catch up on highlights
The highlights.
in the middle of the fucking podcast. You're supposed to prepare for it before the.
Yeah, at least mute your
For that
video.
one
Yeah, I know,
moment.
right? At least.
I'm looking for a moment that
Yeah, and then you hear the in the background.
Which moment are you looking for? The first minute or the 90th minute? Or all 90 of them?
Yeah, no, but anyways, I don't think PSG played particularly well this game. Like, I felt like one of the goals was pretty lucky. The Mendes goal, I mean, that was fantastic. But other than that, I don't think PSG really did anything with the ball. It felt like they weren't moving it the same way they did the first game. Villa, though, Tielemans' goal was kind of deflection, but, whatever. Still kind of following the flow of the game. The second goal, McGinn, that was a beauty. Well, I think it was a long range shot by McGinn.
Slight difference.
It was a
Still took a
deflection. Yeah,
deflection.
Yeah, but again, still, like, you're putting PSG under pressure. And honestly, like, I know people rate Donnarumma, but I don't. I feel like he has good saves, he has good moments, but there are many times where he concedes mistakes. And while PSG haven't suffered for it yet this season, it's very possible.
No. You may hate on Donnarumma, but at the end, when it mattered, he pulled off some saves.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a bad keeper. I'm just saying that he's very prone to mistake.
I would say over the two legs, we had Donnarumma on one side, Emi Martinez on the other side. Even though Emi Martinez is a World Cup winning goalkeeper, I think Donnarumma was the better of the two in this tie.
He was the better of the. I agree. Over these two games, Donnarumma was the better of the two. But then I think Emi Martinez underperformed in certain cases.
Emi Martinez got
I mean,
fucked
if
by
you look at the
back.
first goal, like, come on,
Yeah.
man, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He was smoking that green shit on the grass.
He was celebrating 420 a couple days early.
No, yeah, I think
You can't do that.
No, but other than that, I felt like it was once Aston Villa really tied, like they just they really started to push that again. The momentum, Rashford coming on, the chance by Asensio at the end, and then what's the other guy? The left back, Mittens. Whoa,
From Aston Villa.
yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to find his name. Was it Asensio and yeah, Matson?
Oh,
Sorry,
Luka Dean.
Matson.
Luka Dean.
No, Matson. Remember he came in and he had the goal. He had the half
Oh,
volley and it was deflected
Oh,
by
Ian
Pacho.
Matson.
yeah.
Ian
Yeah, Ian
Matson.
Matson.
I was like left back. I thought Luka Dean was left back.
But is it Ian Matson's left back? No.
No, he's
Uh,
right back.
is he?
Oh, whatever. He's a fullback.
So full.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but again, they really started pushing PSG, and honestly, PSG didn't have any answers. So I think if Villa had maybe an extra 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I think they would have actually came back.
Oh,
They start pressing them, and honestly, once they got their goals, they got the confidence, and they just kept going. And it
Yeah.
kind of worries me with PSG when they get put. What I concluded from this is the previous round they played Liverpool when they should have put away in the first leg and they didn't. They
Yeah.
went to the second leg with the chip on their shoulder, and it looked like they played with it. Here, it was the opposite, where they did really well in the first leg, and second
Mhm.
leg they kind of came in like, oh, we're just all relaxed, like it's not too serious. And then, like you said, they went up 2-0 in the first half,
Yeah.
of the first half, and then they kind of like, all right, I guess we're good. We're up 4 goals, like nothing's gonna happen.
Exactly. And
That's
it's the kind of it's this inexperienced arrogance where you don't have the pedigree to be that arrogant against a team who you know can score goals.
yeah.
And good evening, his team didn't here perform.
Good evening. Yeah, they made a
So
lot of money
honestly,
too.
I do want to give plaudits to Villa, and I hope that PSG takes this as a lesson when they go into the next round, because they have no room to be complacent anymore if they really want to win.
Yeah,
it's Arsenal.
we can't afford to have Arsenal in the final. Let's be honest.
I mean,
So-
yeah, we'll talk about that later, but
Let's just talk about it now and get it over with.
no, we'll save that for last.
Just
I think that's
rip the bandit off.
enough.
Rip the bandit off.
Enough praise for Villa and enough discussion of PSG. Let's move on to the other game of that day, Dortmund Barca.
Oh,
And for this
Hassan, what
one,
do you think, man?
don't
You guys almost got there was almost a remontada there.
was Barca even there?
I know.
In my professional opinion, that was one of those games where it was shit. It was a shit show. They just got pressed. The high line wasn't working. They didn't do shit going forward. It was an off day for Barca, and those happen. Even the game against Celta Vigo this weekend, they
Oh
were
yeah.
off until the last 20 minutes where they showed up and they kind of won. And even then, they needed a pen. So
Yeah.
they have been in troubled waters, and I'm not too confident against a
I
team
think
like Inter that doesn't let a lot of goals in.
Barca has definitely recently been having problems with leaking goals. So, oh well, I guess our expert went dark.
He was so depressed about Barca's performance, left the chat.
I mean, I'll take over. When I was watching the game, it really felt like Barcelona. Again, it's this inexperienced arrogance of you did so well in the first leg. You're going to the second leg with such a big advantage where you might feel like, I don't need to, put in all this effort. We have this big cushion. Dortmund's going to concede goals. They're not going to score 4 or 5 past us.
Yeah.
And Dortmund almost did. Shit. And Barca really they didn't connect passes. Nobody really wanted to do anything. There was a lot of selfishness from everybody. That one goal that they scored, kind of lucky. I wouldn't really say it's
Honestly,
They scored it. It was an own goal.
if that goal didn't happen, Dortmund could have squeezed them. I think they really could have, because that kind of took the air out of Dortmund. To give them credit though, they did continue to go after, and they scored more goals later, and there was an offside goal too.
Yeah, it was tight. It was tight.
How good is Guirassy? How good is freaking Sergio Guirassy?
All I gotta say, he should have scored in the first game, and
that's exactly yeah.
We would be having a different conversation.
And I talked about him before the season because he single-handedly took Stuttgart to the Champions League this year. They finished second in the Bundesliga last season, ahead of Bayern. And once he went to Dortmund, where's Stuttgart now? They're like 10th. So this man really makes a difference. I think they have to hold on to him teeth and nail. Just can't let him go.
Also, Barca had a bad day and Dortmund had a good day, but that's the thing about Dortmund. We talk; they're very inconsistent. They could have a good day, they could have a bad day. On a bad day, they'll concede four. On a good day, they might score three. So
Yeah.
It's
it
true.
it
Like
really
they're
is
no, I
on
was
the
gonna say
level
they,
of two
they played
ties.
their Klassiker the couple days before this game, and they were down to Bayern. I think what 2-0, and they came back to at
Yeah.
least 2-2. So like Dortmund, they have it in them, but just it's like either clicks and it's super good, or it doesn't click, and they're like a relegation level team if it doesn't click. It feels like
Yeah.
because it feels like the first game against Barcelona, they had nothing. They had nothing going forward, nothing going back, no transition to the midfield.
Yeah, and
They
they
had
just
chances though. If like I say, if like Hassan said, if Garassi put at least one of those chances away in the first leg, this would be a completely different game.
beat Mönchengladbach today too. Now they're only a few points away from top four, so they're one of those teams that they could win when they want to, but it doesn't look like they want to win all the time. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they look like they're not there at all.
That sums up their season. Pretty much out of all the trophies,
Yeah,
that didn't win
But
shit.
yeah, I'll say the same thing. As I said for PSG, Barcelona need to learn from this. And I know they already played. They had the Celta Vigo thing yesterday, but they really need to understand that Inter Milan's not going to be.
oh my
Yeah.
god,
Are you watching it too?
Bologna just fucking
Yeah. Are you watching the
scored the
game? Yeah.
94th overhead. Oh my,
Did you just see it?
I'm done. End the podcast. End the podcast, bro. Oh
Scrape
my
it, man.
God.
Just start over.
Holy shit! I need to,
For the minute he said, I don't know what he's talking about.
Wait, who scored?
Orsolini.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you saw that right? That sideways overhead. Oh my lord. Holy
Bro,
shit.
Oh,
Napoli,
yo, so
Napoli right
damn.
back in title.
Bologna in the Champions
Napoli,
League again?
no, Naples back in the Serie A title.
I don't care about Naples. I care about Bologna. Fuck Naples.
Okay,
I'm watching
all
Bologna,
right.
bro. Well, there's a fighting words for some.
It depends on who listens to the podcast.
No, what a goal, man. Oh
Yeah,
my lord. Oh my
anyways, live
god.
reaction.
Oh no.
Oh, what a hit.
Holy shit.
You know how
Oh,
Zidane does this?
yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't want to talk anymore. I
I don't want to
just
talk
want
about
to go watch
Champions League
this
anymore.
goal.
Alex, you grab a towel, you go clean up, come back to the podcast, and we'll continue.
Why don't you talk about Arsenal for the remaining time? Because we don't want to talk about
Well,
it.
actually, I was gonna say it's perfect segue since Inter just conceded this beautiful goal. Let's talk about Inter and their game against Bayern because I think that was a really good game.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. Bayern played a lot better than I expected them to play, especially because Inter was at home. And on the balance of the game, I would say Bayern was maybe even slightly better than Inter. I don't think Inter really did
Side
that
note,
well. I
side
think they
note,
played much better in the first game than they did this second one.
Orsolini is going to get some Italian pussy tonight. The way he scored. Side note, side note.
So yeah, what a beautiful side note.
I have nothing to add to that.
I mean, Hassan sprinkles his commentary magic.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
Yes. It's hard to focus, man.
Yeah,
They keep showing the replays.
You just stop watching that game then.
Anyways, Pavard goal, Martinez goal. The Martinez goal that was very lucky was a deflection off of Kimmich. Pavard goal, just a header. Then that Dyer header though, on the other end, that was like right from the edge.
Yeah, I forgot Eric Dyer was still playing football until I saw
Yeah, I
that
know.
goal, and I was like, Eric Dyer, he's still a footballer. I thought you retired.
Exactly. But other than that, I mean, it was a good game. It was a good back and forth. But realistically speaking, I don't know. I wasn't particularly satisfied with the other. I felt like Inter should have definitely did better against Bayern, but I don't know.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there was some shouts for Bayern to maybe have a few extra either free kicks or something. I don't remember. Anyways, this game kind of to me was a bit disappointing, even though it was 2-2.
Yeah.
I felt like Inter should have definitely taken it upon themselves to like really kind of show why they're this far in the Champions League, but kind of didn't. Especially the interlinking between what the,
No, they just blew the final whistle.
Yeah, the interlink between Thuram and Martinez definitely felt off this game too. It really felt like they weren't really finding each other.
Yeah, I think Inter made it a lot more. It made it more hard work than it should have been. Although I'll give Bayern their credit, they played honestly for what we criticized them all season long. They played really well on these two legs, and
Yep,
they could have been Inter. That was very plausible. Which
good of you.
yeah, I mean it could have happened, but Inter did just enough. Although I don't think they played their best. Like I said, like Inter could have done a lot better. Hopefully
Hmm.
they come out. If honestly, if Inter don't come out 100% against Barca, they'll get knocked out because Barca could punish them. But
I
you
agree.
never know. It could be one of those like Inter could have a good day, Barca could have a good day. That's gonna be a great tie. I think that's Champions League at its finest. Barca Inter semifinal. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
great. Um,
Let's harken back to the what was it 2010, 2011.
Hassan went to look for presents for Orsolini. He just left. No, but yeah, was it 2010 11? Was that the year Mourinho, right?
No,
Mourinho.
no, it was not.
Oh,
So maybe it
9
was,
10.
wait, no, no,
Oh,
it was
9
nine.
10.
I think it's 9-10. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God, that Inter team with Schneider, Milito,
and
Cambiaso.
so
That's the year Inter won the treble.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was the one. That was the one with Mourinho running halfway across Camp Nou, sticking it to Barca fans.
I love it.
And he
That was a
stuck it to
wonderful
us.
game.
He
Yeah, you
stuck
know,
it to us, all right.
Inter's gonna be mad after they just lost to Bologna, so it's gonna be
Well,
quite a game.
Well,
let's see what happens.
luckily,
Well, I guess it's the time to segment to the last game of the four.
We could just end the show right here.
I don't want to talk about it. I think we had our fun today.
But okay, I'll start saying by this. This has to be the worst Real Madrid performance over two legs I've seen in a long, long time. I don't know what
Very long
happened to
time.
them. All this talk on Instagram, La Remontada,
Yeah,
all of them saying, "Oh, 90 minutes, a long time in Bernabeu," and I'm like, "Why are you talking all this?" Like the more they talk, the more I was like, "Oh shit, it's not gonna go
The
well."
worst it got.
And
yeah.
this,
Honestly,
I don't know what's wrong with this team. Like they don't look like they're a bad team on paper, but when they come out, there's no direction, there's no strategy, there's no
there's no passion. There's no vision.
they just look
I get-
sad for a
I
team
think
that
we
won
talked
matches.
about it all year. It's just they don't have the players, or the players are not gelling. They don't got that
They,
guy in the middle of the
they do
park.
have the players. They're just as a team, they're not playing. You can't
Well,
say
that's
they
what I'm
don't
saying.
have
They
the
have
players.
players, but they don't have a team.
They
Exactly.
are a team of individuals and nothing more. There are teams who have maybe individual the players aren't that great, but as a collective they're good. Real Madrid as individuals are fantastic. You drop
Also,
almost any of these players into any other teams individually, and there will be a benefit to those teams. But you put them
also,
together, chicho.
Arsenal fucking parked the bus for 2 games after they scored. There's a lot of you have to break it down. They put 2 lines of four in front of the fucking
Yeah,
box.
but okay, Hassan.
It's
But
really hard
no,
to break that shit down.
no. I agree with you. But let's say this: knowing what Real Madrid did to teams in the let's say couple of seasons, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and even last year, how would you approach this game? You would probably approach it the same way. You got a goal at the Bernabeu, lock it down. You got a goal at your own house, lock it down. Don't concede.
Well, no, but I get it, but I'm just saying, like the team that Madrid has, it's not built to break a bus.
But no. But
They're not.
to be fair, is this the first time Madrid's facing any bus? Like they played so many teams that park it against them.
That's
They
true.
don't
So
have the
it can't be
players. They don't have the
can't be
players to
that
break
much.
this bus.
But it can't be that much of a surprise to them. They can't come out saying, "Oh, they parked the bus. We don't know how to, attack it." It's not
Most
like
teams
they
park the
play.
bus.
Yeah,
They need a player in the middle of the park that can basically pull the strings. They don't have that. And I said that last week too.
But you know what's funny? If Real Madrid are so like brilliant and so like visionary with all the players, how did you not think of replacing Tony Cruz?
Well, ask fucking Florentino. Don't ask me. Did you listen to his
That's
press
what I'm saying.
conference?
Real Madrid
I don't
have to at
know.
this point accept that they fucked. Honestly, Mbappe. Even if let's say Mbappe's an improvement, I think Mbappe. You're just doing a lateral move with Mbappe. You're not actually gaining anything with him.
He's not a number 9. I said it last week. He's
Okay,
not. And if you look
even
at it,
okay.
he's
Sub
not a
Vinicius,
striker.
make Vinicius speak Arabic. Put Mbappe on the left. It doesn't fix anything.
It doesn't. I'm just saying the way they play and the players they have around them, they need a big guy in the middle of the park and a big striker that can hold the ball, rather than a guy that just runs in behind all the time and it
So
just gets marked out.
Who would be your solution if you had to put one guy in that team to be that link? Who would you bring in?
Well, you definitely need a midfielder.
Dude,
You have to-
wow, what a
Well, yeah, I mean that's like saying a car
certain
needs
type
a
of
steering
midfielder.
wheel.
You
Yeah,
know, maybe this is an underrated shout. Maybe Joshua Kimmich, he could come in because he plays that
you
CDM
just
play.
you just said they need a big man in the middle, and the first guy you
No,
think of
big
is
man in the
Joshua
middle of the
Kimmich.
park, big man up front, and a guy in the middle that can just
Oh, big man up
bring
front.
press.
Okay.
so, yeah.
Like
So
Somebody
are you insinuating they need like a Brexit football type of team with like a 7'5" striker and
Well,
like
think about how they won. They had Benzema before, and then they had Higuain. Ronaldo never really played striker until later on in his years, and they always had the guy that could hold the ball and then move it forward.
so
You
maybe
know,
like
it's funny. They
Harry
kind of
Kane.
need. They kind of almost need a Rodri.
They need a
Yeah,
Harry Kane up
that's it.
top.
Harry Kane would be a good shout.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
take
honestly,
his German cannons.
but besides that, I think it's sad also that Real Madrid's only goal came from a fucking mistake by Arsenal. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
made no like I think first half was like no shots on target. How are
What's
you
that?
playing at home at the Bernabeu and not even having a shot on target?
That's what I'm saying. That did not feel like a Real Madrid. I felt like I was watching Malaga or something. I don't know what the fuck that was. That
Yeah,
was not
yeah.
Real Madrid.
But
Well,
honestly, listen, I will for as much shit as we give Arsenal and as bad as this Madrid team is, I still got to at least clap for Arsenal for the fact that they didn't collapse under pressure because we know that if Real Madrid gets a goal, if Real Madrid gets any momentum, they build on it and they
you
can
know,
squeeze teams.
the only thing that's going to be clapping is PSG
I was gonna
at the
say,
end of this month.
Edgar, you could clap it all you want, but I'm not giving
PSG is going to
Arsenal
clap
an inch
something
here.
else.
Honestly, listen, did they take advantage of a weak Madrid team? Yes, they did. If you take away the two Declan Rice free kicks, which are a worldies, I won't take that away from them. Those are beautiful goals,
Saka
and
missed the pen.
the,
Saka caught a
Hey, wait, hold
penalty
on.
to
Yo, that Saka chip was fucking good. Hold on, let me talk about Saka.
No, he missed
Yo,
the pen. I'm not
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
his
no,
chip.
hold on. No, 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 wait, hold on. Wait. He scored a nice chip, but no, but I'll say something about the pen. I fucking hate players that do some fucking cheeky dog shit with the pens. Listen, if you lace the ball and the keeper saves it, it's fine. You know what? You did what you did. You struck the ball hard and into a corner. Good. But if you do some cheeky shit and then the keeper saves it, you look like an ass. So fuck,
Right, look
stop
like an
doing it.
ass.
I hate it. Like, don't put yourself in that position. If you like, again, beam the ball and the keeper just guesses it right, saves it. You know what? I'm not gonna be mad. But that
Football.
shit was like,
I don't know
why?
why they gave it to Saka.
You're
Odegaard should
going
have took
against
the
Thibaut
pen.
Courtois. You're not. That's not the fucking. He's not Bird Leno.
to me, doing a chip penalty in the Champions League game is like walking to an Irish pub and having a mojito. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
It's like walking to the Irish pub and like start singing "God Save the King" for England.
I mean, sure. I guess that makes sense too. It was funny when we talked about Orsolini, but we can move on from that.
Yeah.
We could start. We could keep talking about Orsolini because I don't want to talk about
Well,
Arsenal.
one thing Madrid could use is an Orsolini at this point. He plays right wing. Actually, it could work.
Could, yeah.
It could work.
But
Nah, let's
anyways,
be honest.
I think we could move on from that. I think we should talk about the semifinals ahead and what you guys expect to see in the semifinals. We
PSG,
touched on
PSG clapping some cheeks in London.
I'll be, again, I don't want Arsenal. I want PSG to go through, but I'm feeling like Arsenal,
No, they're
especially if
not.
PSG doesn't sort it out defensively, I think Arsenal might actually make it to the final.
With what offense? What offense do they have? Mikel Marino, Declan Rice.
Scored a goal,
Tell
man.
me.
Yo, listen,
Tell me.
you're not telling me that PSG is not conceding goals.
Not
PSG is
those
conceding
dogs. Like
goals,
they don't even have a striker.
and somehow they put 5 past Madrid.
Wow, Barca puts 5 past them regardless of what. Don't worry. Like I don't know. I don't know if that's a big accomplishment.
Listen, again, I would like PSG to go through, but if you asking me, I think Arsenal, they have the defensive solidity. They fucking
Also,
pull some dark arts shit from their whatever, and they make things happen. So
I think the
that's
other
gonna
game,
be
Inter Barca, is going to be more. It's going to be a
Inter
very
Barca is going to be interesting. Honestly, it depends. It depends on which
very
Inter and
hard
which
tie.
Barca show up.
I agree. It could go either way, but
Yeah, honestly, that game could go really either way. I don't
I think that's more
understand.
unpredictable.
at their peak, both Inter and Barca, if they both come out in the strongest, then this would be a freaking battle. Because
I
Inter,
will say though
yeah,
this: the Barcelona's offside trap will probably work a little bit better against Inter because Inter plays only two forwards instead of a forward and two wingers.
Well,
So there's going to be a lot
also
less people running in behind.
Inter really just when the minute they get the ball, they just try to push that thing forward. They never
No,
play
I
the
know,
pass
but again,
backs.
you only have two runners down the middle versus let's say our average team has three forwards making runs.
can I
So
just
that's
say
what I would say.
when Barca play their Highline, it looks like a pub team playing defense. I just
Yeah,
watched that. I'm like, how can a professional team keep doing that and thinking they could get away
I
with it?
mean
It's
they
so
got away with
pathetic.
it for most of the year.
Yeah,
I know,
listen,
but like,
Alex, go back to like what's it, 1970s or the 80s that they were doing the same thing.
yeah, but there was no offside back then.
No. It's
Yes,
there
there
were
was.
there was. Yeah, what are you talking about?
There
Offside wasn't
was.
introduced until like I think it was mid. Well, actually, I don't remember the exact date. I'm not gonna lie here, but it's different in the '70s versus now, where there's a bunch of fast teams and you always try and catch them. It looks kind of stupid. But also, I mean, even without the high line, if you watch some of the goals in Barca Dortmund, how they were conceding them, what the fuck were they doing back there? What on earth
Mhm.
was Barca defending? What's Araujo defending? What's the other guy, the left back defending?
Well,
What are they defending?
that's the first problem. Araujo shouldn't be on the pitch.
Yeah, so like it's not enough that your highline makes you look stupid, but also the stuff we do in the back makes you look silly. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. If Barca don't,
That game,
yeah,
De Jong had, I don't know, he was lost out there. Pedri, for what it's worth, he was okay, but De Jong was really just being in the middle, trying to be the anchor. He didn't know what the hell he was doing.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think Kubarsi and Martin too. They didn't have the best of games, so
I
I
think their
mean,
best player was Kunde, and he was playing right back.
well, that's why none of the goals came through the right side. They came
Yeah.
through the left side, all of them.
Yeah. They, instead of ball, they started this Gerard Martin kid. He was getting cooked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
That left back, what happened? He got cooked like 15 times. But anyways, that's what I'm saying.
moving on.
If
Yeah,
Hansi
it was a
Flick
rush hour at Popeyes, man, just getting cooked left and right.
if Hansi Flick wants to be in that final, he's gotta. And I know he's gonna die by that high line. You know, these Germans that they only have one way and it's forward. They don't think about they don't think about what's in the back, what's in the rearview mirror. But if he seriously wants to get past Inter, he has to at least think about how to be more sound defensively. Because Inter, while they're not a fast team, they will expose them. And I think that's what's
Yeah.
going to be interesting to see. I'm interested to see how that defense is going to hold up against Inter's um, combination play. Because Inter, when they move the ball, they look really good. And
Yeah.
Barca,
So,
when
and
they
I know the thing is, Inter also moved the ball down the middle, which a lot of teams don't do.
yeah,
They're not afraid to like take the ball, like the midfield takes the ball, turns, finds runners. Versus most teams just try to, if I can't, I'm not going to turn with the ball. I'm going to pass it back or pass it to the side.
yeah, those 5 CDMs, man.
Let me let me give it a shout out to your team that you were mentioning last week, the Norwegian team. Made it to the
Oh
Bodo
yeah, yeah,
Glimt.
semis.
yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah. What about him?
They made it
What?
to the semis against Tottenham.
Yeah, and you know what that means? That could be in the final.
Hell yeah.
When did you ever hear of Norwegian team making any major final? That's insane.
That is insane. And I mean, listen, on the other side, you got the actual remontada of the week.
But like going to Athletic Bilbao now.
Yeah, no, that Bilbao's going to be a tough team. I mean, listen, to be fair, Europa League is also turning up to be an interesting competition.
I saw some like one meme. You suffer for like 12 years, but then you get one good night like this, and you're in it for the next 20 again.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm ready to suffer again.
Yeah, pretty much. I gotta say too, in the Conference League, there's a Swedish team in the semifinal, which I don't know what kind of 420 happened there, but we got a Djurgården playing against Chelsea in the semifinal in the next couple of weeks, so that's gonna be interesting. But I think there's like every competition this year has at least one team in the semifinal that no one saw there. You have Djurgården in Conference League, you have Bodo Glimt here, and you have Arsenal in the Champions League. Nobody
Yeah.
saw that happening.
It's true, man.
But
So
out of those three teams, I'll be really happy if Bodo Glimt makes the final. I think that would be monumental, and also because fuck Tottenham.
Tottenham's going from the bottle jobs, so it'll be it'll be
Although
one to watch.
it was impressive how they got past Frankfurt. I did not see that coming either. It was it
Yeah.
was something. But that Lazio Bodo Glimt game, I finished that game in the pub, and not a single person was cheering for Lazio. Let me say that. Not a single person in the pub wanted Lazio to win that penalty shootout. So that just tells you,
Yeah, they literally scored. That was another Remontada. It scored in the 120th minute.
yeah. That was one of those, like, you want that's what we talked about last week. You want the little teams to go through because that's what makes football great. Nobody wants to
Yeah.
see Madrid Barca in every game. That's
Do they
not
have
interesting.
away goals? Oh wait, it went to pens. Never mind.
They don't have away goals anymore. That's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah, yeah. No, I saw
Yeah.
the aggregate and then I saw the pen under it.
Do you guys want to do predictions for both Champions League, Europa League semis? Actually, let's review how we did in the past round. You know what? Let's go back.
I think we already did it with Champions League.
Well, we did the predictions. We didn't talk about how we did. Which
No,
I think you guys are 4 for 4, and I'm 2 for 4 because I went the other way.
No,
Let me
I
see.
went against Arsenal too, so I'm
Oh,
probably
did you go
right.
against Arsenal? Oh, so 3 for 4.
Yeah.
yeah. I think everybody. Yeah, I think all of us picked Madrid, but nobody expected Madrid to absolutely choke.
Wait, that means I'm 1 for 4 then. What the fuck?
Yeah, what were you picking?
Yeah, so we all picked Real, so we all got that one. You guys picked PSG, I picked Villa for the fun of it, and it wasn't far. Inter
Wasn't far.
Bayern, you guys pick Inter, I picked Bayern for the fun of it, and then Barca we picked. Okay, so you guys are 3 for 4, and I'm 1 for 4. I should get fucking fired, sacked. All right, let's do semis. Semis gonna be tough though. What do you guys want to do? Let's do Barca Inter first.
I'll take Barca.
You know what? Assuming the best versions of both teams show up, I'm going Barca.
Okay, so both of you pick Barca.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna go the other way for fun.
You like
why
having
not?
fun, don't you?
Oh yeah, I like doing Orsolini in the 94th minute.
Are you gonna get where Ursulina's gonna get tonight?
Yeah, but it would be of a different variation. If you know what I mean.
I have no idea what you mean, and I don't want to know.
I'm not gonna explain it. What do you guys think about the other side? I think we're pretty unanimous on the other one.
I'm picking Arsenal.
What?
I'll pick PSG.
You hear
Yo,
this
sack
guy?
this guy. Stack him. Get him out of here.
Listen, I told you I want PSG to go through. I'm not here being an Arsenal fan, but I think Arsenal's
Sure,
just a
Ken.
better team overall, and I think they're gonna go through.
Hassan doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
I don't, goodbye. It doesn't matter to me.
I honestly, Arsenal has shocked me, but PSG are their best. Should be beating Arsenal. This is not Real Madrid that we thought. We were just saying that because we don't like Arsenal, but this is PSG team that's actually better.
Listen, there's a difference between the team that I want to go through and the team that I'm supporting in this tie versus the team I think are going to go through. So
Right,
again,
you're
supporting
making it
PSG,
complicated.
but I
Pick a
think
fucking
Arsenal's going to
team.
do.
No, pick a fucking team. Why are you making it all complicated?
Arsenal,
on,
picking
man.
Arsenal.
No, why are you
He's
doing all the
so
other
wrong.
things?
He's
The
like
one I
wrong
want to go
again.
through, the one. Why do you only just pick a team? Shit.
Yeah, I'm picking Arsenal. What the fuck? What do you mean?
I don't need like 30 explanations from you.
Damn. All right.
All right, let's do Europa League because it's fun too. What do you guys think about Bilbao United?
I'll take Bilbao.
Shit. Fuck yeah. Honestly, as much as I think, I'll pick Bilbao too.
So I'm the only one
United
that's
supporter.
I'm gonna be romantic here. I'm gonna go United.
Bro, honestly, I think
you're-
Bilbao is a bit too much quality. I think United is such a fucking roller coaster.
Oh, but
Like
United
you,
elite
because you
quality.
think if Bruno doesn't score, then Man United is just fucking shit. Honestly, and this remontada, this was a once in a lifetime comeback. Well, once in a 50. Sorry, Hassan, what was it? 20 years? Once in a 20-year
20 years.
comeback.
You're back to the suffering.
So honestly, I think it's gonna let go Bilbao.
Well, I'm going for United because I'm a believer.
All right.
Like
all
all
of
of you.
a sudden, fam.
But you know what's funny? You know what I realized? If United want to win this trophy, they have to win in Bilbao twice because the finals in Bilbao too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough. That's not an easy place to play.
Well, they're the Basque region, so
Also,
there you go.
if you beat that team, they're gonna try to blow up the bus for the finals.
They got slashed the tires.
Yeah, they're gonna whatever
The
it
team
takes.
isn't. No, the team is the people from the Basque region is.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah. All right. The other one we know, Bodo Spurs. I don't think
Hell
anyone's
yeah,
talking
Bodo
about it.
Glint, man. Oh yeah, fuck cock on the ball.
Give me that Bodo.
Give me that Bodo. That's what Orsolini's gonna be asking tonight. Give me that Bodo. And on that note, I think we could end today's episode. It's been a fun one. I think next week we have
Orsolini.
Orsolini's the man. If Bologna's not in the Champions League next year, I don't know, man. I think they're doing everything right. We know Orsolini's doing everything right. So
Tonight he is.
on that note, we'll see you guys next week. Well, we won't be talking about Champions League because there's no games.
That's true.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be talking about one of your comments.
It's possible.
Yeah, if you like Orsolini, leave a like.
There you go.
All right. See you guys next week.